we walked in and I said, Arjun. So he said, what? I said, you're looking really hot.
Camera kato chalo. When I'd gone to shoot this film, for me it was like I told Homi, मुझे free में acting class दे दी तुमने.
I think there's a lot more obnoxious stuff out there that needs to be censored.
देखो zoom के कैमरे के सामने you can never put on anything because वो ढूंढ निकालेगा.
Hi Deepika, hi Arjun, welcome to our show.
Thank you.
Yeah. You said that you want to do a film like Finding Fanny once a year. What makes this film so special?
I believe that these kind of films are once in a lifetime. They're very, very rare. And I don't think you can plan. See, I don't think what films and I don't think the films are in our control. I think the only thing that we can do in our capacity is to be able to say yes or no to a film that is already created or being offered.
Yeah.
But we are not the writers, we are not the directors. So unless there is already a ready project out there, an actor can't say, I would like to do, so I can't say, oh, I want to do a Fanny.
You can't plan that much, right?
Plan that.
Absolutely, yeah. What about you, Arjun? Your choice of films from the start has been very different. Have you never seen a risk in that?
No, I mean, the thing is, I don't think actors ever try and see it as a risk or a calculation of doing something different. It has to appeal to you, like she was saying, when you are offered something, it has to somewhere connect with you, click with you, and then you go about it with full wholehearted conviction. I think today Fanny, the world and the trailers being appreciated because it is coming organically from Homi Adejani.
Correct.
It is not something that has been put together because Deepika and Arjun have agreed to do a film in this kind of setup, so we should make something different.
In fact, I heard that Homi had told you that your life post-cocktail will be very different for you. So do you really believe that?
I did. I think he saw something in me that, that probably way before other people did.
Yeah.
And I think to be able to do something like Cocktail, I think comes from a lot of trust. And also because for me, working with Homi at that point, he was not the director of Cocktail. He was the director of only one film called Being Cyrus, which was again so different from what any of us have, grown up seeing, all the films that I had done before. And it's not like Homi and me have become like really good friends post-Cocktail.
Yeah.
It's not like we were great friends before for me to have that kind of comfort or equation with him. But somehow I feel like he at a personal level identified with Veronica's character, and he also saw something in me and he felt like I could deliver that performance. And it's his faith in me that allowed me to have so much faith back in him.
Yeah.
And that's only a film like that or a performance like that is only possible when you have complete faith in the person who's directing you.
Arjun, when Two State works so well, works so beautiful for you, critical acclaim, box office, does it really change life for you in Bollywood?
The one thing that has changed that I can say is children are not so scared of me as they were earlier. I think playing Bala, playing Parma from Ishaqzade, these two films are sort of, kids might have liked my work, but they almost thought कि मैं उनके ऊपर मतलब बंदूक तान दूँगा या कुछ कर दूँगा, because there have been violent streaks in my characters.
So it was nice to a different audience.
A much bigger audience, I think families, women who don't like violence. See, women are a very sensitive set. Some people can take violence, some women don't appreciate violence on screen, so they are averse to it. So a lot of people saw Two States and discovered a new side to me, which was nice. So from an audience perspective, I think it's opened new avenues. Many more people have seen my work. But at a personal level, I think that's what has happened is now children don't run away from me thinking ki bala. It was very interesting. I was at the airport and a lady came up to me and said, my child is there, he's a very big fan of yours. He loves watching Gunde. He watches it all the time. So I was damn happy. And then she said, Arey, come here. So he saw me, he said, Bala. And he started crying because he got scared of me.
Oh, your role wasn't that scary that kids will be so petrified.
I mean, the thing is, I also kidnapped Priyanka and there's a negative streak and there's a bit of violence is there. So he got a little scared of me.
Has any of your roles stuck by, and have you got any such reaction to any of your roles?
After Love Aajkal, where a lot of girls, my age, in relationships, a lot of girls had, and it was also one of the first of that kind of films, right? So a lot of girls, including, I remember Saif's sister calling me up at that point. Soha, I still have her message, where she said she completely identified with the character. With Ye Jawani Hai Diwani, it's more or less Of course, for cinema, it's a little more exaggerated, but in a lot of ways, it's my own journey.
Correct.
You know, I feel like I've evolved the way Naina Talwar has evolved in the movie.
Yeah, so sometimes I think we find a connect with the characters, and sometimes the audience loves your characters just because they can relate to it also. Eventually, we as actors work for us to connect with the audience that we can't go and meet individually.
Correct.
You want to be able to connect with each and every person who watches your film. So it's really nice. It can happen in so many ways. I mean, I've had people talk to me about my, like for example, Ranveer and me doing that interview with Karan.
Yeah.
If people connect with you just because of an interview also, it's an amazing thing.
That was a rage.
I think that's the nice part about being in this profession. You can influence or connect with people in different ways at various points in your life.
No, your dialogue from Finding Fanny, I'm a virgin, that has created quite a stir. What do you think about that?
Are you allowed to say it on TV? Because
we say it
How
on
nice.
TV. Yeah.
There's nothing to say about it. I think we often, very conveniently, and I've said this earlier on as well, we kind of take it out of context.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Take it out of context and blow it out of proportion. The point is it relevant to the film? Is it relevant to the character? Is it relevant to the moment in the film at that point of time?
Yeah.
Of course it is. I think there's a lot more obnoxious stuff out there that needs to be censored.
True.
You know, so I think one needs to focus on that. What really upsets me is who are these people who are passing or restricting. I mean, what is your background?
Correct. What is authority?
What is your
really?
education?
Absolutely.
What is your qualification?
Totally.
You know, where have you come from, or what kind of film background do you have? You know, that one is
Makes
just
such a
sitting
big
in the chair
judgment,
and saying, "Ye kaat do, wo kaat do, are." And give us a logical explanation. I'm saying,
I
forget
think it's more about
anything else. Forget
you give us a
anything else.
logic behind it. If it's
Tell
not,
us
Back it
why.
with something strong.
no, if it's not been given away, as in if it has not been allowed to be said before, and it is something new we are saying, and which you feel is not allowed or has never been allowed, we have to understand that, because okay, that's a rule. But rules oscillate from time to time depending on what flavor of the season
It's
it
not
is.
consistent with what they're saying and what they believe in.
They're never. The other thing is, it's never
My only
consistent.
thing is
Something that is said-
inconsistency.
Something that is said today, 6 months later,
It works for some other film. Correct.
forgotten.
That word has been allowed in the trailer, it's not going to make it in the film. So I don't understand that.
Exactly.
Yeah, I know.
I don't
It was allowed
understand
in the
that.
trailer. It was allowed in the trailer, but it's not allowed in the
Yeah.
So
film.
that is my question is कि आप पहले से decide करके आप पहले या तो बोल दो कि ये हमको लगता है it's women or all children should. If you pass
So
it
there's
for
no
a
explanation for
broad-
doing what they're doing.
There's no explanation. There's no reasoning.
You're passing it for a very big medium. Television is a huge medium.
Absolutely.
It is watched across the world. Let alone theatre में तो फिर भी X number of लोग जाएंगे
Correct.
depending on if they feel like watching the film. Children can watch, women can watch, elders can watch, and everybody understands the meaning of the word. So it's not such a big deal.
It's not like abusing on screen, really.
We
It's
also
not that.
realize that a large part of what we do, we need to be
Responsible.
a little responsible towards the people. You know, who come in there and watch our films and look at our history, look at the work that we've done, look at Homie's work, look at his work, look at my work. I think so far we've done some
Nothing's
work.
been offensive ever.
Never been. So then,
You also have a bunch of super actors in this film. Nasir Saab, Pankaj Kapoor, Dimple Kapadia. How was it working with them?
Deepika Padukone.
Senior actors of Deepika.
She's my senior.
Yeah, that's true. So how was it working with Deepika?
It's amazing.
Yeah.
I think now she's a bit bored and tired of my repeat answer that I give.
Yeah.
But
But she's such a big star. Did you ever feel that?
see, that's the cool part for me. I've known her. The thing with me and her is we've known each other before her first film released.
Wow,
So there's never been about
we've known
such
each
a
other
big
for
star.
like 8 years, 7, 8 years now.
It was during Om Shanti Om's release. Before that, I knew. I still remember very clearly when I'd seen Om Shanti Om. I'd seen it in PVR and I'd messaged her that day. I still remember that day very clearly because I'd loved the film and I loved her in the film. She looked amazing. She had performed so nicely for her first film, The Confidence. So I've seen her as a person, as an actor, as a star from her first film grow into today becoming a person who enjoys acting. Like when I'd met her, she was still finding her feet in the profession. Like she said about Ye Jawani. I've seen that side of hers where she's not from the industry. She was thrown into the deep end of the ocean where she had to meet the entire industry at one go. She was Shah Rukh Khan's heroine being introduced and she was in front of the entire industry.
Right.
And she was put on this pedestal
There's
कि
so much
ये है
pressure.
Shah Rukh Khan की नई heroine. देखिए ऐसे she's supposed to be the most beautiful girl who's from Bangalore and her father is a big celebrity in his own right. He's achieved so much in badminton and this girl was still finding her feet. She was doing it with a lot of poise and grace but she was still finding her feet. Today it feels like there was no discussion only.
So she's still very grounded. So sweet.
So I loved working with her.
Yeah.
I think it was a very short time that I got to work with her. I look forward to working with her again, and all the other actors.
Yeah.
See, I'm the youngest. I'm
Yeah,
the
on the
newest.
lot.
When I'd gone to shoot this film, for me it was like I told Homi, "मुझे free में acting class दे दी तुमने." And in fact, I got paid also for it. The film got over for her 3 days before me. I stayed back for the last 3 days with all of them. She had to leave for Ram Leela's promotion. I still remember that pressure was that she has to leave. The last days, there's a shot in the trailer where you see that camera panning up all 5 of us back to camera. That's the last image I have of. And I just saw she sat in the car and she left, and I sent her a message. I sent her a very long message because I realized, यार picture खत्म हो गई उसके लिए तो. And then I remember reading that message saying, I really didn't realize I didn't say anything to her at the end of the film because I thought कल मिलेंगे. And she left and I said, shit, yaar, I've not even told her how much fun I had on the film with her.
Arjun, recently in an interview, you said that you weren't sure at the start whether women will like the way you look. Do you really believe that?
I never thought I'm the most good-looking person in the world.
He doesn't take
What
it
do you think,
seriously.
Deepika?
In the last 2-3 times that I've seen him, I think he's looking really nice. And even just now, it just happened.
I just saw a lot of fans out there.
We walked in and I said, Arjun. So he said, what? I said, you're looking really hot. He doesn't, he's like...
Are you convinced now? From the most gorgeous girl from Bollywood is compliment coming.
She says it does mean...
Are you very flattered?
Yeah,
no, but he's still, in his mind, it's still that there's a little question mark. Was she serious or was she joking?
Because now she was only there 8 years back and she used to start giggling like this. When I used to say hi and she used to just go ha 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 because I was like...
He has a great sense of humor.
Deepika, how does it feel when you're at a stage where people call you the golden girl of Bollywood? Every actor, younger, older, everyone wants to work with you. How does that make you feel?
Nothing has changed.
पहले भी काम करना चाहते थे अभी भी करना चाहते हैं nothing has changed.
No, I mean, you've come a long way. I mean, how do you really stay grounded?
It's hard.
Yeah.
It's very, very hard. You know what happens is, and I think especially, and I keep saying the same thing, when you're a single girl living alone, and you get so consumed by your work, you very easily forget
Life.
What is life beyond my work, right?
Yeah.
And I always feel like for people who are born in the city, who have their family around, it's a little easier because whether you consciously do it or not, when you go home, you have no choice but to interact with your mother, interact with your father, your brother saying something, your sister saying something else, and consciously or subconsciously, I think those are the things that keep you grounded. When you live alone, there's nobody to tell you what to do, what not to do, what is right, what is wrong. So I guess it just makes it...
There's an added stress of being on your own.
Yeah, so you have to consciously tell yourself, ke, I need to do this, I need to do that, what is right, what is wrong. You're kind of constantly talking to yourself in your own head.
But talking about life, beyond work, somewhere you said that now that you've had a hit, you're settled in Bollywood, you're ready for love. Is that true?
I've always said that.
Yeah.
I've never hidden the fact that I'm open to being in a relationship. I've never been in a position where I found somebody I can be in one. But I've never said that मुझे कोई interest नहीं है. I knew it would be very difficult. I was starting out. I've done 6 films in 2 years. I've been working non-stop.
That's
now
I've
slowed down because I've been fortunate to be successful enough now to take a step back. And like we were talking about this only. Sometimes you have to take a step back to take 5 steps forward.
Right.
So now I've taken that step back and realized I'm more capable of balancing things, and I should.
I think he'll make a great boyfriend.
So sweet.
He's very, very. I think it's so rare to find in boys also today. I think he's very vulnerable. I think he's very emotional.
Yeah.
And I think that's the beauty in. I think it's a very rare quality in a man.
Too many nice things said about you, Arjun. Because what about you?
Emotional and vulnerable.
So excited about the release?
Very.
Yeah.
Nervous.
Nervous?
Nervous in a good way. I think it's people have reacted very, very positively, more than I ever imagined. I thought it'll take some time for people to warm up to an English film in that sense, because that was my excitement to do it.
Yeah.
Forget anything else. We're not worried about how the film is going to do. We want people to love the film, because unless you kind of do something different and go out there and give the audience something different, one
would make more such films.
How do you know what
how much
they
you
like
could push the
then?
envelope? Absolutely. Fingers crossed. I really hope this works for both of you. Thank you so much, Deepika.
Thank you.